Hello, my beautiful viewers out there. Happy Valentine. I'm sure you enjoyed yourself. It's awesome to spend Valentine with the love of your life. It's good. It's very, very good. I appreciate everybody, and I just want to appreciate everyone. And I want to say happy Valentine to all my fans, my viewers, and everybody. It's a wonderful time to spend time with the loved ones and to be in the company of your family, especially the loved ones. Last week on Friday, no, Saturday, yeah, Friday, I was on live on Facebook and Instagram, and I told us that I will be on live again. And today on YouTube, I just want to recapture what I started last Friday. Yes, I said it's good to celebrate Valentine, and it's good to celebrate loved ones, especially you made your intent known and you share love. I said, but Valentine is not all about sex, and that as much as sex is beautiful, very nice, very good to be, to share sexual feelings with the love of your life, with your wife, with your husband. But sex is not the ultimate in marriage. Sex is a very important aspect of marriage. With sex, you cannot have a substitute in marriage. But in spite of that, it takes love to make sex work. It takes understanding to make sex work. It takes a lot of things. There are a lot of fibers to make sex to integrate sex in marriage. And I said, as much as you have fun, have sex, let it spring out of love. Let it spring out of appreciation, and let the bed be undefiled. We need to make sure of that. But having said that, I want to say that I also included there are some causes that make sexual relationship between husband and wife look so frustrating. So we started last week to deal with one or two causes of sexual frustration in marriage. And we dealt with one in the Instagram and YouTube. So I want to do a recapture here of the one we dealt with, and that is lack of good communication. As beautiful as sex is, it has to be communicated rightly. Everything in life has to be communicated well before the other partner will understand. So if there is lack of good communication in sex, there's frustration. You'll be frustrated as a husband or as a wife. If sexual relationship needs to be good, needs to be healthy, there must be good sexual communication. Communication in marriage is pivot, excuse me, to good sexual relationship. What do I mean? Sexual relationship must be learned, must be taught, and must be understood. So both husband and wife should communicate good sexual, should have good sexual communication. For instance, I said last week, we have to communicate on the area of gender difference. I, as a woman, my sexual taste differs from my husband. And if I do not communicate well to him, he will not relate well to me sexually. Why? Because he doesn't have substance to relate with. I'm not communicating my gender differences with him. For instance, um, um, the sexual preference of a man differs from that of a woman. Number one. Then I said last week, I also must communicate I must give sexual communication, sexual information, sexual communication to the other partner in the level of which he or she can understand from also my temperamental difference. So, as a gender, we are different. I, as a male, what I want sexually is different from what my wife, as a female, wants sexually. So, both of us must sit down, communicate this to the extent and the level where both partner will understand. So, the gender difference must be communicated well, because if we do not, communication skill will be lacking and sex will be frustrated on the sex bed. Besides that, even while we're communicating, you should communicate in the level where your spouse will understand. The moment your wife is still not understanding, frustration is imminent. The moment your husband is not understanding, frustration is imminent. So it's still there. Then I also must wait for the person to understand. So as much as communication is a skill, we're communicating, you have to communicate with patience till the person understand. That's number one. So gender wise, we have to communicate well. Then temperamental wise, we have to communicate. My temperament is different from my husband's temperament. We are, in most cases, opposite attracts, and the same opposite attracts. Each opposite must understand the makeup of each other partner on the opposite that attract, so that it keeps attracting and not repel. So sexually, maybe I'm a sanguine. What are my sexual tastes? What are my sexual preferences? I should communicate with my spouse. Same goes to the other partner. So you communicate gender wise. We must know the differences between gender wise, gender taste, gender sexual taste. That's communication. And when you're communicating, please communicate to and patiently wait for the other partner to understand. You're not rushing anywhere. Sex is what you enjoy till the end of your marriage anyway. Then when you're also communicating, communicate also your temperamental differences. Then the third level of communication is also your personal preference. Beside my gender being a woman, beside my temperament being probably a sanguine and a melancholy, that's who I am. And besides that, then my personal preferences. What do I want? What do I want from sex bed? Like I had a situation where somebody said there's an orange in the house, and two people want the orange, and you just assume the solution to the orange is to split the orange into two and give each other half of the half of the orange. No, ask the two people wanting to get the orange, what do you want? Somebody might just want the juice. Another person might just want the peel of the marriage. I mean, the peel of the orange. So what do I want from sex bed? It's important. It's important. Besides genetic, besides temperamental, my personal preferences. Then we discussed that last week. And also we said age different. We should understand the age. Look, when you're married to somebody, look at the age different. If you are within the same age bracket, same age bracket, and you might most likely want the same thing in the marriage. But you see, if the wife is older a little bit, a preference might be different. If the man is older a little bit too, the preference might be different. So this must be put into consideration. The genetic differences, the temperamental differences, the personal preferences, the age difference. Now, like for instance, I said it last week in the face on Instagram. I said, look, when a woman gets to AF 50 and above, she likes to have more of sex. Isn't that amazing? Do you know why? She's entered into a menopause. She's gone through all this menopause saga, and she's come out of menopause, or she's just entering menopause, or this and that. Now, there's no fear of pregnancy. So, because she's not going to have another pregnancy that will batter and alter her shape and her breast and this and that, her tummy will look weird, the stretch mark. So there's you don't worry about that. And because you do not, she's open. Then maybe all the children has gone. There's no school runs. There's no much house runs. The choice, the house choice is a little bit. The burden is lower. The woman wants sex because she's just there with her husband alone, and maybe they've gotten some things. Some things have been achieved. She just like the next thing is just sexual escapade, with the love of my life. What I wasn't able to do in my 20s, in my 30s, maybe in my early 40s, now in the 50s, she has nothing to worry about. But amazingly, that stage, the sexual taste of the husband maybe has dingled. And she's been going banana, going banana, going banana, you know what? And that is it. And so he may not want sex at the frequency the wife do want sex. So age differences also differ. So all these four aspects are where we are going to look into while we are communicating sexually. Isn't that amazing? Now, when we are doing that, we should also look at the health state, the state of the health of both spouses. Now, when a man is in his late 50s, that's when we're thinking about prostate cancer, prostatitis, enlargement of the prostate. That's when we're looking at probably having issue with premature ejaculation. That's where we're looking at quick ejaculation. Men are dealing with the issue of diabetes, with the issue of hypertension, some stroke, enlargement of the heart, arteriosclerosis, and all the whatnot. Most of the time, health challenge. We need to communicate our health challenges. So also with the woman, that's when probably she uses glasses like I do. Probably the skin is not as smooth, as succulent like that of the 20s and 30s. Everything is flabbing up. The breast is not standing and attractive. Although there are many brassiere, even transparent bra brassiere that you can do a good packaging and the thing will stand and be attractive. But she deals with issue of her body, the tummy. Okay, she now go doing exercises and all those things need to be communicated, my dear fans. When you communicate this very well, you now be able to like, okay, where do we go from here? And you now make arrangement on how to actually either schedule sex or make it spontaneous, or what do? Schedule, spontaneous, or an arranged sex. Just the way they do some arranged marriages, so that you still sexually satisfy yourself. But basically, communication, communication, communication is going on well. I know you are enjoying this program. I'm having the best time of my life. And my name is still Fumi Akingbade, your one and only bedroom instructor. And here on this channel, my YouTube channel, we deal with sex, sexuality, sexual health, Sexual questions I need to know. We deal with all of this. I give information, I give instruction, I teach out, especially married couple. I don't want your marriage to break. I don't want you not to have a good home. I don't want you not to have good sexual relationship with your spouse. Amazingly, you can have sex with the same partner for the rest of your life. All you need to know is all the intricacies in between. I tell people vagina is vagina. It only differ in color. Penis is penis. It only differ in size, both length and width. And it's not the bigness of the penis that make it serviceable. It's actually the smartness and the level of the education of the person that carries the penis. The penis is just like a tool, just like this, my pen. You know, the way you use it, this is a marker, the way you use it, it's all because of you. So this marker work because something is directing it. So the same way the penis of a man works because of the level of the person that carries it. In as much as size matters, but you can still make do of what you have. There are many things you can do to take care of the size, but I tell you, you can still make use of what you have. Now there's a question in here. I want to quickly look at the question and we still go on. Now, just give me a moment. I want to answer the question. And I'm sure you're enjoying yourself. Like I said, my name is still Fumi Akingbade, your one and only bedroom instructor. Wow. And I offer help, counseling, tips for all our sexual questions. Okay, good. Good. Now, there's a question in here, and I want to read the question to us and kick it off. Now, there's a question. It says, whenever I have sex, shortly after, I have this unusual urge to go urinate. Is there anything wrong with me? Now, nothing is wrong with you. What happened is that the location of the bladder, how the bladder is located, and the location of the vagina wall they are just neighbors. The bladder is just not next to the vagina, and when you do not urinate prior before sex, you have a full bladder before sex, and you just go into sex, and you are fortunate to have various styles, this style, that style, this style, that style. You go up, you go down, you experiment with all the styles. As much as you are changing styles and position, the full bladder is also like a balloon with water. The full bladder is also toast here and there, here and there. The bladder is being toast here and there. So at the end of the day, the bladder is a little bit irritated. And so you have urgency of micturition, urgency of want to go to the bathroom to do a wee. Why? Because the bladder has been caressed. When the vagina is being caressed too, the bladder has been, medically irritated. So the bladder wants to empty whatsoever is inside and rest and shrinks back. Although there are always an amount of residual urine in the bladder, even when you think you have emptied the bladder still have urine in the inside. So that's why shortly after that, you see the woman, because this is a question from a female, you see the woman rush to the bathroom to do a wee. And you're like, oh, and at times you know, maybe a little bit of tension or stress, and you do a wee and you get relief. Actually, you have nothing to worry about. Yeah, my name is Fumi Akingwede, your one and only bedroom instructor, and I'm on live in Instagram while I'm still on live also on YouTube. Now we are simultaneously answering question. There was a question and we have answered. Now, last week we started with communication, and today I promised that we are going to pick one. Now, out of the 4 or 5 reasons we have said, for these 5 reasons, we need to, communicate sexually to prevent sexual frustration in marriage. Number one, the genetic difference. The genetic difference. I'm a man, you're a woman, my sexual language differs. That's what we are going to take up today. Every other episode, we are going to be taking up those episodes. Now, genetically, a woman's desire for sex is roped, it's interwoven and is roped on her emotion. When the emotion of a woman, of a wife, is not satisfied, when you are not showing tenderness, caring, loving, attention, public display of attention, or she knows somebody else is sharing you with her, she will not actually have good sexual relationship with you. That's how a woman goes. And if you want, when you want to go get into the skirt of a woman, get into her emotion. Her emotion. A woman, a wife will give you sex because he wants to trade it for love. While a man will give you love because he wants to trade it for sex. So a woman on is roped, embedded, roped with her emotion. So when you want a good sexual relationship with a woman, get into the world of her emotion. Get into the world of her emotion. You know, hype her emotion. Feed her emotion. Invest into her emotion. Celebrate our emotion in every different ways. That's it. So sex in the midnight starts in the midday. Do something, not erotically, but romantically. It goes into emotion. Why she also will embrace that. Now, that's from a woman. Then from the man's side, do something erotically. Please be sexy. Don't be saggy. Don't let the breast go saggy. Don't let everything go saggy. Even when they are saggy, do a good packaging. Do something that the man will always be attracted to. Do good. Then call in for sex. Honey, come have sex with me. The one that, and besides, respect your husband. Respect your husband. Husband loves to be respected. Honor your husband. Honor your husband. Show respect. Treat your husband like a big baby boy. Pamper your husband. Treat him like a big baby boy. Do something. Do something that will make the man knows that, wow, I'm being appreciated and being loved. Then both of us, we have to appreciate one another. Don't let only one person appreciate you. Don't let only one person appreciate you. Let everybody appreciate one another. Then, genetically, we are still talking. A woman's sexual makeup is not so erotically. It's not attached to her eros. No, it's attached to a person. That's why marriage for women is for life. In marriage for man is an achievement. I've achieved this, the next go. But when a woman gets into marriage, so whoa, this is life. I stay with this life, I die with this life. Isn't that amazing? Wow, it's good. Now, when you try to understand the makeup, you go a long way. Now, for a man, The sexual instinct of a man is attached to his height. When he sees nudeness, nude body, fair body, loving buttocks, well packaged breasts, the backyard is calling, calling, calling. A man is okay. I normally jokingly say this. I say, even if he's a man of God, he's a pastor, and he's preparing for sermon for tomorrow, and the wife just leave the bedroom at the bathroom, and she's naked. She was like, okay, can I get my towel there? And she's not even in the mood for sex, and the man is not even in the mood for sex. But when he turned and like, oh wow, gorgeously, gorgeously made woman, and it's just because he could see. Maybe the wife is damn tired, wanting to just go kiss the bed and sleep. But the man wants sex. So how do we communicate in this area? How do you get it done? How do you get it done? The way you get it done is that both of you will like compromise. Compromise. The wife will like, okay, because you understand the makeup that when they see they are ready for sex, but yours is an emotional. Just compromise. It could be a quickie. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, the man might go back to his work. And you done it. That's a good communication. Why? That communication stemmed out from the angle of understanding, because you took time to understudy. You took time to understudy. You took time to understudy. You took time to understudy the makeup of the man. You took time to understudy the makeup of the man. You took time to understudy the makeup of the man. You took time to understudy the makeup of the man. I'm still Fumi Akingbade, your one and only bedroom instructor. And please come on live with me, share my videos. Please, it's educative. Share it to people. Come on, let's tangle together. Let's roll together. Come here, many instruction, counseling, help, tips that will make your marriage bed work. You should not go fornicating. You should not go into adultery. You can have sex with the same person and still enjoy it. Make up your mind, zero your thought that you cannot go fornicate with a man or a woman because you want to have good sex. No, no. And I said last week, I said, when sex does not steam out from, it doesn't steam out from love. It could be a commodity. That's why we have jingolos, call girls, call boys. That's why we have all this stuff. These people, they see sex as a product. Don't see sex as a product. That's why you will never be fulfilled. Going to meet somebody out there. No, you're selling sex as a product. That's not how God ordained it. God did not ordain it that way. And then don't give sex because you want to keep the man. No, no, no. If you keep on giving sex so that your husband or you will not go out, especially those of us single, you keep giving the guy sex because he didn't go out, he will go and meet another person because the foundation is faulty. If the foundation is faulty, what would a Christian do? Nothing. You just be flowing with the tide. No, 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 no. Don't give sex to your husband because he's not going to go out to meet another man or another woman. Give sex to your husband because you love your husband. Let it be so much given in a way that your husband will not look out. Now, if he does look out, it means he has a problem. He's indisciplined and he's still very carnal and he's not working on himself. Same thing goes to the woman. If your husband gives you sex lovingly and asks you a question, are you satisfied? Ask yourself when you're done sexually, are you satisfied? Do you want more? What do you want more? Because gender-wise, we are different. When we understand the different sexual languages, we'll be able to relate with ourselves better. Yes, my name is Fumi Akingbade, your one and only bedroom instructor. Please come along with me. We are always on live on YouTube, on Facebook, we are on live Tuesdays and Thursdays, and on Instagram, we are live Wednesdays and Saturdays. And I want to say we'll continue next time. So, see you next time.